Hello world and welcome back to Level Up with Phil. Today I'm going to show you some high paying skills that you probably already do that will make you doctor money by the end of this video. Let's get started.
2025 that has yet to be patched. I discovered this last year and quickly realized that nothing compares in terms of how high paying, easy to do, and in demand it is. Today, we're doing a decal removal for one of our top paying secret accounts. These company vehicles are fairly new and get swapped out frequently. Securing a contract for vehicle wraps is extremely difficult. The market is saturated and most jobs require a physical location. However, decal removal, that's a completely different story. As often as these vinyls go on, they have to come off, and we're the ones to do it. I got called in for this decal removal because the company allows employees to use vehicles for personal use, but requires all branding to be removed first. We've done hundreds of vehicles for these clients, and they always pay fast, which we really appreciate. We charge $3,000 per vehicle. The removal itself went smoothly. I always start with the larger graphics and work my way down to the
Wait, so you can get paid $3,000 per vehicle for just removing decals? That's what I'm saying. You know how to do this.
smaller ones. After the decals are off, I use a degreaser. Just kidding, not that degreaser. We actually switched from Goo Gone to a product from 3D1, which works a lot better. After degreasing, I follow up with a detail spray to clean everything up. All in all, it takes about 30 minutes. While it's easy in theory, it's definitely labor intensive. How do we do?
Here's a side hustle I did as a teen to make an extra $150 a day. This was simply from selling AirPod cases. I started off by going to AliExpress and then searching up AirPod cases. These were specifically the ones I sold. They were being sold for $5 each, and I bought 30 of them. So I spent about $150. And then when I got them, I resold them for $15 to $20, which means that the bare minimum I have to sell 10 to break even. And no, I did not sell this to a website at all. I did not drop ship them. In case you're wondering, delivery only took 2 weeks because I used US shipping. As soon as they came in the mail, I just started posting on my story, and then within the first day, I broke even. So that means everything I make now is all profit. They sold pretty quickly, so I recommend you try this. If you do try this, the color that sold the most for me was the red and white ones. This is not a crazy side hustle, but I recommend you do this to get some extra money.
The mistake that so many people make at 18 is that they try to follow you and follow me and follow everybody else. So their brain is constantly like, if I was 18, no skills, no plan on how to make money, first thing I would do is find somebody who I respect and see exactly what worked for them to get them to their first dollars. And I would study that blueprint as heavily as possible. You don't have to come up with something revolutionary to make money online. You could just follow in the footsteps of somebody else that already did it. The mistake that so many people make at 18 is that they try to follow you and follow me and follow everybody else. So their brain is constantly like, maybe I should be a fitness coach, or maybe I should do agency, or maybe I should do drop shipping. So they don't know what to do. I say you pick one path. I say you find somebody that you really respect inside of that path. You study their blueprint and you give yourself a time horizon of a year of working on that thing every single day until you start to see some results. If you do this, if you actually put in the work, there's no way that you could fail. There's literally no way that you could fail. The mistake that people make is that they jump from thing to thing too quickly and they don't give themselves a long enough time horizon to let that one thing work. It took me 10 years to hit 1 million subscribers on YouTube. 6 months until I made my first $100,000 in profit with e-commerce. 3 years after that to make my first real $1 million in sales. So it's a longer time horizon that people need to have when it comes to actually making money on the internet.
No, that's true. A lot of people can get analysis paralysis. And what I mean by that is like you'll come up with a plan and a better plan and you'll see, an opportunity over here, an opportunity over there, and you just really haven't focused on what it is that you're trying to do. And it is very important that you master one business before trying to spread it out in several different areas. You get what I mean? So he is right. Kind of like Gen Z be saying to me, lock in, bruh. Simple enough.
In doing so, in trying to find clients, you learn sales, another really valuable skill. Yes, It is so important. If you want to convince anyone of anything in the entire planet, you need to get good at sales. And then finally, agency. Do not start here, because if you're a freelancer, you do not have an agency at all. But when you are successful with freelancing and you say, hey, I'm full of clients, what am I going to do? You hire more people to do the work for you. This is when you become an agency. And it can be very profitable, but do not start here. Seriously, don't do it. But boom, freelancing, smash it, done, 60 seconds, see you later.
Wireline jobs start out.
No, it's true. If you can go onto a website like Upwork or something and know freelancing and just have a little bit of skills where you can kind of just sell it and pitch it to people what you do and whatnot, freelancing actually can make you a lot of money. And it's already something that you probably know how to do. Just go to Upwork and see what people are offering, and you'll be like, oh, I can do this. I can do graphic design. I can do logo making. I can do a shirt. You know what I mean? So there's so many different ideas. I don't know. I'm trying to think of like more, but freelancing is simpler than you think. Some people need people to write emails and send them.
At about $100,000 a year, all the way up to mid 300s, depending where you're working in the world. Starting out as an operator, you're going to be doing some manual labor, getting dirty, becoming familiar with the tool strings we run, as well as pressure control, and working on getting your Class 3 license so you can drive the wireline unit. Now operators can train into supervisor positions, which normally required an engineering degree or tech diploma in the past. Typical schedules for this type of job are 2 weeks on, 1 week off, or 2 weeks on, 2 weeks off.
$17 an hour to do this all day.
Here's a side hustle you can do from the comfort of your own home. Plus, it's free to start.
First, you want to go to Digistore 24 and sign up. Then next, you want to come here to the marketplace. Here you'll find a bunch of different categories of products you can promote. One of my favorites is health and fitness. Find a product with the high commissions and earnings rate, and click here to get your special affiliate link. You're going to need this to get paid.
Now I'm going to show you guys how to promote these products with 100% free traffic.
Next, go to Pinterest, create a free account, and create an idea ad. Then create a brief description for your product. Make sure you add a title, a description, and an image. And this is where you're going to add that special affiliate link that you got from Digistore 24. Now every time somebody visits your pin and purchases, you're going to make a commission.
And the best part about it, you can do this for as many products as you want. Plus, there's no shipping, so it's all passive income. If you want to learn how to do this with high tech,
I've done affiliate marketing before, and it is worth it if you become good at it. The hard thing about it, though, is getting traffic. So that's a good free traffic method. But what's worked for me most often is like getting that free traffic to want to come to a webinar. And then after that, telling the free traffic to buy your course, whatever.
A portfolio, how to start your freelancing journey with no experience. Part 1. Tip 1. Create a portfolio instead of a resume. Go to canva.com. Create an account for free. Search for website portfolio template. Choose your desired template. Select and click Customize. This will be your portfolio landing page. You can change the picture to your picture. Put your name and chosen niche. In this example, graphic designer. Write a little bit something about yourself for the About Me portion. Add the services that you will be offering. For the sample works, you have no previous experience. You can create mock content using Canva. Show how creative you are, and also contact details so clients can contact you once you are happy with the look and design. Click share. Select more and click website. For the web style, select scrolling, then open website. Now you have a website.
I didn't know Canva could make whole websites. So Canva can do graphics, Canva can do editing and websites. So definitely check Canva.
That you can send to your potential clients along with your cover letter. Like this tip. Follow me for more. Let's help each other reach our freelancing success.
Here's 3 remote jobs you can do right now, and they all pay over $25 an hour. The first job on the list is Delta Airlines, a great company that's hiring customer service agents right now, all fully remote, $25 to $40 an hour, and it's very easy to set your own hours. The second one is building Fortnite maps. Now, I know this sounds super crazy, but I do really believe that you could probably make about $10,000+ a month if you really learned how to do this, and it's not that complex. The company that makes Fortnite tells you exactly how to do it. They show you all of the revenue splits, and there's a ton of free content out there on the internet about how to do it. The biggest person's map makes about $19 million a year currently. And the third job on the list is the biggest company that we all know and use, and that's Apple. They're hiring customer service reps right now, and they're paying between $25 and $40 an hour. That's insane whenever you think about what certain states' minimum wages are, like Georgia at $7.50 an hour, and the fact that everything is fully remote. If you enjoyed this video, then make sure to like, follow, and comment for part 2.
What are the highest paying jobs
There is no way that Georgia is still paying $7.50 an hour. That just can't be. It's impossible in this day and age.
you can get into with no education or experience? I've been told car sales is $100,000 to $200,000 a year, your first year starting out. I don't know how much I believe that. It's maybe like 1% of people. Oil field, which I like, it's pretty decent. You can get in there 80 to 150 grand a year, depending what you're doing to start out. Tugboats out of Vancouver sounds pretty decent. Equal time off, starting out at 110 grand a year. HVAC sales, 200 grand a year. I doubt that's your first year. That probably takes a lot of experience, a lot of luck, and right place, right time. Labor in the mines, starting out at 120 grand a year. That's pretty comparable to oil field. I would imagine it's quite a bit easier than roughnecking. Aircraft dispatch with a 5-week course, you can start out at $100,000 a year, depending where you're located. That's pretty decent. Not really that difficult labor-wise. Computer programming, yeah, there's a handful of kids that start out doing that self-taught in high school and come out making $100,000 a year. So if you're interested in that kind of thing, you can be self-taught, get something to kind of prove yourself and put out the resumes. Railroad, 80 to 120 grand a year starting out. That's pretty decent. Similar to oil field, you're going to be in and out of town. Linemen, starting out around 100 grand a year, probably going to be putting in some overtime, just like the oil field. Pretty high ceiling on that. You can make quite a bit of money there. I got some friends in that industry, and they seem to like it. Lumber mill, if you're in a small town or city, they'll start you out at a pretty good wage, close to 100 grand a year. Obviously, you're going to be putting in some overtime to hit that. You can climb your way up and get yourself in a pretty decent position. So there's tons of high paying jobs. You just have to look around, apply yourself, and get the resumes out to land them.
These are the top 5 sites to use when you need money fast. First up, QMe. This is one of the best websites for online surveys. They have an app you can do it on the go, and they have no minimum payout. Get paid the same day. Second up, playtestcloud.com. Sign up to these guys and get paid for testing video games. Once you complete a task, which often takes under 15 minutes.
My experience with these things is they do pay a little bit, but it takes a long time and a lot of effort.
You'll get paid within a few days. Often it's next day in my experience. For free, Roamler. This is a mystery shopper app. They pay you for mystery shopping around your local area. Once approved, you can claim your cash same day. Side note, if it's under £20, you're going to have to pay a small transaction fee to cover the PayPal cost. Jobs are often £4 to £5 per task. Number 4, the legendary website Swagbucks. This website's been around for years. You earn Swagbucks.
Swagbucks, like I said, that's one of those websites you pay, you put in massive amounts of effort, you spend 3 or 4 hours, and you get paid like 7.
To learn even more ways to make money fast.
What are the 3 best side hustles?
That's what I was saying. Go on Upwork and go try to be like a freelancer and really post your stuff on there if you can do graphic design or logos. A lot of people look for that type of stuff.
Last thing I'd say is probably become a paid intern, but at the beginning of the interaction I understand I'm 15, so my price is $500 a month. I'll work full-time for you, and at the end of the month, if you genuinely don't believe that I was worth that, then you don't need to pay me.
Here's a side hustle idea that you can use to make $500 a week. There's no cost involved and you can do it all straight from your computer. Let me show you how. You want to go to Etsy.com. Then you want to type in homemade, push space, and then pick one of these. Let's pick candles. Make sure you filter it by free delivery. Find a cheap one with good reviews. This one here is selling for almost $11 and has had almost 11,000 sales, which means their shop is selling really well right now. Make sure you copy the URL and save it somewhere like Excel. Then go to Facebook Marketplace and create a new listing. Set your listing price up and make sure it's more than Etsy. So when someone buys, go back to the Etsy link and purchase it directly to the customer. Then all you do is just sit back and collect the difference. And you can do this for as many products as you like. But if you want a better side hustle that can pay you up to 4 figures passively just working from home,
Then message me. We got it. He probably selling a course. But I have an Etsy store, and I do think it's a fun project. If you have like candles and sort of stuff, I have T-shirts and like books, like ebooks on there. So if you have stuff like that, definitely look at Etsy.
Until February. It's a seasonal side hustle, so it only works in winter. The good thing, you need absolutely no prior experience for this one. So let me show you how it works. We're going to be making videos like this, and trust me, they get views. Because millions of families that don't have an actual campfire will play this video and the sound over their TV so they get the Christmas vibe. So our audience is huge, and that many views on a 10-hour YouTube video equal a lot of money. Now here's an easy tutorial how to make a video like that. Go to pexels.com and look up fireplace. Now grab one of their videos and download it for free. In the next step, you're gonna put this video on loop for like 5 hours. Then go to Mixkit and download a free fire sound. Now that we have our video, go to YouTube, use the exact same hashtags that the viral videos use, and upload the video. For more side hustles, follow your boy.
I recently discovered 6 side hustles that can make you as much as $500 per day or more, and all of these side hustles work basically anywhere in the world, no matter where you live. And the last few side hustles on this list could be truly life-changing for many of you watching. Now, most of you don't even know that your next potential 6-figure side hustle is located directly below you every single day.
First of all, I need multiple camera angles. The way this editing is great. I'm like, I need this type of editing.
In fact, most people see this thing as being useless, and that is rocks. So check this out. There are people who sell rocks online and make as much as $220,000 per year doing so. But these aren't just any kind of rocks. Typically, they're a specific type of rock, such as agates, jaspers, and geodes.
I was just about to say, it's probably geodes. People pay money for you to cut geodes in half. Like if you can find a geode, cut it in half, and has that nice like crystal inside, people like that.
And these rocks can be found everywhere in the world. More than likely, you have a gold mine of these rocks right in your backyard. And the reason people buy these rocks is because once they're cut open, they make fantastic pieces for jewelry making. And jewelry makers will spend thousands of dollars to buy slices of these rocks. Now, here's where it gets really interesting for you, because you could either choose to just sell the rocks completely uncut and raw, and there are people who are doing this and they're making tens of thousands of dollars per month. Or you could invest in a rock cutting machine and cut these rocks open and sell them as slices. Both of these ideas, both side hustles, can be extremely lucrative.
I'm trying to tell you, that's like an Etsy thing. Like if you are cutting rocks or slicing geodes open and people are using it for jewelry making, Etsy's your place.
The first one, you would obviously have to spend some time going outside to actually find these rocks. And there are specific places where you can find a ton of these rocks. Or you could just buy these raw, uncut rocks on Etsy for $20 to $40 for several pounds, and then cut these rocks into slices that you can then sell for a profit. And so let's actually take a look at a real example here. Let's say that you bought 3 pounds of these agate rocks. Each pound has between 5 and 10 rocks, and to make it easy, we'll just call it 7.5 rocks for a total of 22.5 rocks that you paid $40 for. And then you go and cut all of these rocks into slices. And let's just say that each rock can make between 2 and 3 slices. And so times that by 22.5 rocks, this would give you about 45 to 67 slices. And these individual slices can be sold for around $15 a piece, which means you have the potential to make between $675 and a little bit over $1,000 just from buying $40.
So if you buy $40 worth of rocks, the right ones, and you cut them open into slices, you could sell the slices for $10 to $15 each and make $75 to $1,000. That's a wide margin, but I kind of get it if people really do buy slices of geodes that much.
Worth of uncut rocks and then cutting them. And if you don't believe me that this is possible, there are a ton of people already doing this on sites like Etsy. I already showed you one example from earlier, but there are a ton of sellers making hundreds of thousands of dollars per year, either by selling raw, uncut rocks or cutting.
Most people that live in a subdivision, it's got $2 to spend. So here's what I do. The neighborhood I live in, there's 300 houses in this neighborhood. And I've done talked to everybody that lives in this whole neighborhood. And for 2 years, I've been charging every homeowner $2 a week to take their garbage cans up to the road every Tuesday morning. So you do the math. That's $600 a week. For a whole month, I'm making $2,400 just by taking garbage cans to the road in my own neighborhood. And that is a cheap service, and most people would pay for something like that because
That's smart though. You know, that's a decent everybody has that skill. You're trying to tell me you can't take a trash can down to the end of the street and then come back and bring it back up for $2 because he's using volume, because $200 times, what do you say, 300? Yeah.
it's a convenience for them. A lot of people forget to take their garbage cans out. So all you're going to do, you wake up early one day a week, bam, you go run to every house, grab the trash can, take it up by the road, and that's it. And you could do one neighborhood a day. You got to figure out the city's trash routes. So if you do one a day in bigger neighborhoods, I mean, you can make, you know, a couple $1,000s a week. This right here is free. Most people ain't going to care about $2. Here's $2. So that's a free way that you can make a whole bunch of money. Upcharge, baby.
That's a good idea. Well, that's today's video. If you guys like this, subscribe, hit the like button, share it with somebody. These are some high paying skills that I'm pretty sure all of us and all of you, anybody watching, was like, wow, I actually can do some of these things. And I didn't know it paid that much. I didn't know I get paid to cut rocks. I didn't know I get paid to just be a freelancer and make graphics, you know. So sub up and check out the other videos on this page. And as always, I will see you in the next one. Thanks for watching.